I'm incognito. I'm wearing sunglasses. As Mark Levin says on his radio show, I'm coming to you from an undisclosed bunker underground. But I'm your real fearless leader. I just don't talk, we act. It's very important to see what went on today on Capitol Hill with Hunter Biden. There was a contempt hearing to vote him out of committee for not showing up to a subpoena. He then shows up and makes a monkey out of the Republican committee with his lawyer, Abby Lowell, who I call Abby Normal, and goes out into the hallway and makes the Republicans look like a bunch of clowns. What is this all about? He shows up because he wants to say, oh, I'm willing to testify right now. He's not going to testify to anything. The only one that had this right was Andy McCarthy, who came on Fox News after this event. Hunter Biden has been indicted in two cases. Of course, nothing will ever happen to him because his father, his criminal, brain-dead father, controls the Justice Department, and Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, is corrupt to the core. But Hunter Biden, even if he appeared in front of the committee, and the committee never really wanted him to appear, they're just using this for political purposes, as Andy McCarthy also got right when he did his commentary, he would take the Fifth Amendment. No way he's going to testify, and Abby Lowell's going to let him testify when he's got two criminal indictments hanging over his head, regardless of whether the Justice Department ever takes it to a conclusion. Now, this is the sham that I'm talking about, because the Republicans don't want his testimony. They want to seek contempt. It won't happen because the Biden Justice Department would have to enforce it. One of the congressmen, Mac, was saying that he should be arrested on the spot. Well, of course, that wasn't going to happen. Excuse me, Macy. It's not going to happen. And this is what we're dealing with today with both the Democrats and the Republicans. They play the political game. We have no justice system. We have no Justice Department that's honest. We have no real congressional committees that are willing to go the distance. They impeach, as I said yesterday, Alejandro Mayorkas, the head of Homeland Security, when he's simply following the orders of Joe Biden to have open borders with all the drug traffickers, human traffickers, sex traffickers, and terrorists who are obviously running across those borders. The American people are sick and tired of being played for fools. The French were played for fools in the years leading up to July 14th, 1789. And in the end, it wasn't them who were the fools. In fact, the fools were taken to the guillotines on Place de la Concorde. I don't want to see that happen in this country, but we are approaching that rapidly when the American people see just how dishonest their government is. You can't believe a word that comes out of its mouth. You know, they say, how do you tell a lawyer's lying? He's moving his lips. I'm a lawyer. I can tell you, I deal with them every single day. I deal with lying lawyers, lying judges, corrupt judges. It's unbelievable. And I got to tell you something. You know, I do it because I'm doing it for the American people. Back in 1994, when I founded Judicial Watch on July 29th, I was at the point, as I wrote in my book, Horrors, when, why, and how I came to fight the establishment, that I would have rather flipped hamburgers at McDonald's than continued as a conventional lawyer. I'd seen the dishonesty. I'd seen how the judges, prejudiced judges, were making decisions based upon who could feather their nest, and I had had it. And then I conceived of an idea. It was called Judicial Watch, to watch judges, to observe what they do, to hold them accountable. And then I decided to try to hold the judges to the standard that they would then act against the other two branches of government. And it worked for a while because things were far less corrupt during those days. But over the years, since 1994, things have gotten far worse. The legal system has deteriorated to the point where it's more than a cesspool. I don't even know how to describe it as a lawyer. As I've said many times, it's the most dishonest and corrupt profession in the United States and perhaps worldwide. And it's no accident that 90% of our public servants, our congressmen and senators, and those who control cabinet departments are lawyers. It's no accident that bar associations in the District of Columbia in New York don't pursue ethics in the law. They just try to remove people based on their ideology, their leftist ideology, because they don't want anyone to even go into court. But here's the irony. What good is it to go into court when you get these hack dishonest judges, and you have to deal with lawyers that lie through their teeth, spend hundreds of millions of dollars just correcting what they say. Look at President Trump, what he goes through. Look at the dishonesty. And it's not just him, it's everybody. Well, I won't give up, because occasionally you will find that good judge. And I got to tell you, in Florida, by and large, in the state court system, most of the judges are good because they're accountable to the people. They can be removed. They're courteous when you come into court. They don't insult you. They don't make fun of you. They don't put you down generally. But these federal judges think they're above the law. Somehow they were accorded immunity, which never exists. It's not in our Constitution, and there's no legislation. King George III gave them his own judges immunity so he could rubber stamp his illegal edicts. And then, lo and behold, the Supreme Court said, hey, that's a good idea. We'll have immunity too for ourselves and also for the lower courts. This is where we are. Now, that's why I want you to read my book. It Takes a Kind of Revolution, Wake Up America, that you can get at freedomwatchusa.org. And it's why we need our own justice system. And we've done that with citizens' juries, citizens' trials, with judges, citizens' trials, and those that are able to mete out convictions and to sentence. And that's the least we can do peacefully and legally. And if the government doesn't like it, take it where the sun don't shine, because we have no government. And if we have to defend ourselves using our Second Amendment rights, not to aggressively attack people, but to defend ourselves, we'll do that too. Because we're at the absolute end of this country. The country will not exist more than a few more years if we go as we're going now. And do not expect that even if Donald Trump is elected president or some other Republican, that things will change all that much. Donald Trump and any president is a figurehead. The deep state in the intelligence agencies and otherwise are in control. Money. Look at the Epstein case. The guy didn't commit suicide. He was killed. He was hit. Where did all of his money come from? Where did Epstein Island, Fantasy Island, how was that paid for? It probably was the CIA that was using Epstein to bring in high-level politicians and others with underage children, women, and then blackmail them to coerce information out of them and to get them to do the bidding of the CIA or perhaps some other entity. Maybe it was a foreign government. Maybe it was communist China. Maybe it was Russia. Maybe it was Iran. But this is what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with honesty in government. It's a complete charade. It's a sham. It's dishonest. Ronald Reagan used to say, the scariest words in the English language are, hi, I'm here from the government and I'm here to help you. Well, it's much worse today. He would be saying today, hi, I'm here from the government and I'm here to either screw you or to kill you, frankly. Because many of the people, and read my book, who have stood up to the government have wound up dead. And look at John Kennedy. Many people, and most people, believe he was killed by the CIA because they thought he wasn't strong enough towards communism. You got other situations. Ron Brown, who I investigated at Judicial Watch, wound up dead when he told Bill Clinton that he was going to have to turn state's evidence on what Clinton was doing with the Chinese because Brown and his children were under investigation by an independent counsel. There are many, many other examples as well. You cannot trust this government. You cannot bend over and let the government literally stick it up your rear end. It's time for us to stick it up the rear end of the government peacefully and legally. So please go to freedomwatchusa.org. Contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your real Justice Department, not criminals like Biden who take bribes from communist China, Ukraine, and Russia and allow for an open border to threaten the security of you and your children, along with the fentanyl that's killing our children. It's just one example. Please, sober up. Put your martini down. Get off the couch. Turn off Fox News and join Freedom Watch. freedomwatchusa.org before it's too late for all of us. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. And remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. And I'll tell you something. Let me take these sunglasses off because I'm unafraid. If the government doesn't like what I'm doing, peacefully and legally, they can stick it. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, as I said, remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves.